Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm proud to partner with my colleague on the other side of the aisle, Ranking Member Nadler, in introducing H.R. 3089 and the NDO Fairness Act. This bill makes much-needed changes to the way law enforcement obtains and uses non-disclosure orders, also known as secrecy orders. The evolution of cloud computing has significantly changed the way we retain and store personal information. File cabinets have been traded in for file folders, and with it, our expectation of privacy. Before cloud computing, the Fourth Amendment required law enforcement to execute a search warrant and subpoena the items they wish to view. The officer executing the search would leave behind a copy of the warrant and an inventory of the property seized. Congress altered this process in 2001 with the passage of the USA Patriot Act, allowing law enforcement to execute a search unannounced, provided that no property was seized. This process, known as a sneak and peek, required the same probable cause standard as a Fourth Amendment search, but required the party affected by the search to be notified within 30 days, rather than immediately after the search. However, if law enforcement wishes to search emails, files, and other data stored on the cloud, the officer never has to give notice to the individual. Instead, they serve the subpoena to the cloud computing company along with a non-disclosure order prohibiting the company from notifying the individual of the search. All, I might add, without prior review by the courts. This has led to an abuse of secrecy orders whereby companies like Microsoft, Facebook, and Google receive thousands of boilerplate secrecy orders per year that are unsupported by any legal or factual basis. According to Microsoft themselves, between January to June of 2022, law enforcement requested U.S. citizen data from more than 5,500 accounts, an average of 15 secrecy orders per day just to Microsoft. Multiply those numbers across every company that retains user data, and the total number of requests would be astounding. Had Congress known nearly 40 years ago, when drafting the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, the extent to which it could be abused, I truly believe, I think many other members do, that the law would look much different than what we have today. The NDO Fairness Act will make needed changes to the secrecy orders process by eliminating the boilerplate orders used by law enforcement. Rather than a blind assertion that the disclosure would seriously jeopardize the investigation, quote unquote, the court must certify that disclosing the search is likely to jeopardize an investigation, resulting in the destruction of evidence or endangering the life of an individual. The NDO Fairness Act would also impose a limit on the length of the secrecy order, something that currently does not exist. Our bill ends indefinite secrecy orders and imposes a 90-day limit, with an extension available if and only if the need for secrecy is justified based on actual facts and approval by a judge. This brings the NDO approval process in line with sneak and peek searches. Finally, our bill allows the individual subject to search to request a copy of the information that was disclosed. These changes, I believe, will more closely align searches of virtual data with searches of physical offices, while protecting the user's privacy in the process. I urge swift passage of the bill, and I yield back.